Welcome back. It is now just gone 5 o'clock. Obviously it says 7 o'clock on my Hawaii watch. The fire is still burning away quite nicely. We've got a really good base going on at the top there now, and I am ready to put a larger piece of wood on the fire. So what I'm about to do is I'm going to open the door and I'll grab my poker, and those two pieces of timber that are on the top there, I'm just going to push those to each side just to make room for the larger piece of wood in the middle. And I'll do that quickly now. I'll probably have to put my camera down because it's actually, again, I'm 6 feet away from the fire. It's already pretty hot and I don't want to get my phone too close to it with the door open because it'll probably melt. But I'll come straight back as soon as I put it on. Whew, that is quite hot. You do have to be careful when you open the door on these fires. They are very, very hot. I don't have a pair of fireproof gloves, but I have been told it is recommended. I'm just always very, very careful. The one thing you do have to be careful of when you're opening the fire is the latch inside here. So you flip the handle up, or pull the door open with the handle, and the latch that holds it shut. If you're not careful and you reach in with this hand, you can end up burning the back side of your wrist with that latch. I've done it once. It's pretty painful. That latch is very, very hot. But anyway, you'll see there I put on the large piece of Oregon and I shut the door right before I press record. You can see there that she is taking off pretty ferociously, and I haven't put the damper on yet, but I'll do that right now. And again, immediately the massive blaze at the top goes out. I always wait a couple of minutes between putting a piece of new wood on and putting the damper on, just to allow that new wood to get a decent bit of charcoal on the outside of it. And as you can see there, that is now absolutely roasting away. And yeah, the fan has come on. You can't hear it. Well, you certainly can't hear it over the sound of the fire itself. Obviously you can hear that whooshing in the background and the things, but the fan itself on low, you can't hear it. I'm not even sure you can hear it if I put the phone right next to the fan. But if I put it on to the top speed, obviously it is pretty loud now, and if I stand in front of the fire like this, whoo, yeah, that's too hot. So I very, very rarely use the fan on the high speed setting. If it's been a particularly freezing cold day with no sun and I want the house to warm up pretty quick, I may use that for 10-15 minutes at most. My house is only about 120 square meters, so in the grand scheme of things it's quite a small house, and it certainly doesn't take much to heat it up at all. But that's pretty much the end of the story. So that is now burning at full flight. So I've been through the kindling stage and through my intermediate pieces of timber stage, and that's the large Oregon log that I've put on, and that will probably burn quite happily for the next hour at least, I'd imagine. Towards the end of that hour, the flames that are going down out the bottom, the exhaust gases, they may stop igniting, so you may lose that turbo effect down the bottom there. But that doesn't mean it's not burning at maximum efficiency. So you don't have to always have those flames coming out the bottom for the fire to be putting out a good amount of heat. So I think a lot of people, when they buy these fires and use them for the first few times, when they lose those flames down the bottom, they think they've done something wrong or that they need to stoke it up. I know I used to, when I saw that die down, I used to stoke it up and get those flames down the bottom shooting out again, but I've since just learnt myself that you don't have to have those. So and in fact, if I did that, if I had those flames shooting out the bottom at all times, my house would be about 50 degrees. It gets far too hot in here and I'm running around opening doors. So yeah, so it is okay to let those downward flames dissipate, and you're still getting a good rate of burn, and in fact you're probably using way less firewood by not having those on. So yeah, there you have it. She's burning maximum capacity. I am standing here in a hoodie and I'm absolutely boiling, so I'm going to bugger off now and take some layers of clothes off, turn the TV on, have a beer. As I say, if you've got any questions, hit me up and I'll do my best to answer them. Have a good one.